So good evening, everybody. It's Shelley Johns here from Gympie and Ross.
Good evening.
So I'm a Herbalife nutrition coach. I've been with the company 28 years and I've lost 20 kilos and 3 dress sizes. And I just love helping people get healthier and happier in my community. And tonight's call is all about the different promotions and events that are coming up. But we're actually going to kick off the call with some good news. So Lindy, would you like to start? I know you had some exciting stuff over the weekend.
Absolutely, yeah. Hi, I'm Lindy from Canberra. Unfortunately, Steve's not on the call tonight, but Steve and I both went to a small business market on Sunday. In going there, it was predominantly more craft, but I suppose that gave us an advantage to a certain degree. It was a very sort of small area, but we were tightly packed in with everybody, and we were there for quite a few hours. It was a little bit slow to start off with, and then we started to get a little bit of interest. And it's interesting, talking about, people stop and talk and just letting them speak and have a really good conversation with people. So oddly enough, it gravitated to a lot of special needs families for me. So I'm just waiting for some follow-ups from that. A fellow stopped and spoke to Steve, finding out for the mint mask and things for his daughter. And he said, I didn't know that Herbalife was still around. He said, my mother gave me Herbalife when I was a child. I'm glad to see it's still around. So Steve's, got a connection there, which is really lovely. So, it was really, really good. And I think, unfortunately, they're only quarterly, but at least I think, you learn things about how you need to set up properly and how you display things. And we had things under the table. You don't want to overdo it and be... it was good. I really enjoyed it. So it was a nice long day, and then you get to also network with other stall holders as well.
Yep.
So that's really important too.
Excellent. I think it's a good experience going out in your community and setting up something like that, and then interacting and practicing, and it's all experience. And you're right, sometimes it's the stall holders, the ones you get to spend the most time with, because they're there with you all day. So I think sometimes they're the ones that you might have a strong connection with that you can follow up with afterwards.
Well, there was a lovely lady behind me who was only newly pregnant, so she was keen to talk about some of the shakes and things as well. And she hadn't brought any snacks for the day, so luckily for me I had some protein bars, so I could just give her one, and she was hooked. And there was a lot of mature people that kept coming by as well. It's just the area where it was. So I kept promoting the healthy aging. So it was interesting, some of the, some of the 80 plus, and some of the older ones coming back around just to get another little taste of a protein bar. That was funny. But yeah, it was good. Really good experience. And indoors, so we didn't get wet. So.
Awesome. Well, can't wait to hear a follow-up on that and hear from Steve next week. So thank you for sharing, Lindy.
Thank you.
Jen, tell us your good news for the week.
Okay. One of my ladies who's been just recently got registered, she was buying basically NRGs, and I got her on the shake and a couple of other products, Dong Quai, and she's now got registered. So she rang. She just didn't have time to place an order, so I supplied her with some NRGs, and she was going to sort of give them back to me so she doesn't lose her volume points or anything. But now she's going to get her daughter on the products. So that was really exciting, because her daughter really does need the products from what she shared with me, weight-wise, but also health-wise. So I'm looking forward to that. Probably next week, she saw.
So, yeah, that's fantastic. So how long have you been in the business for, Jan?
Oh, goodness, 33 years, I think.
Yep, and you're like just as enthusiastic as the day you started, right?
Absolutely, love the products. Talk to everybody who can. I've had a few tradespeople come to the house, so they all hear about Herbalife or get a sample of protein bars or something.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Irene, what's your good news for the week?
Well, we've had a very nice week. A new customer who came through, would you believe, from Adelaide. And also a new distributor who is wanting to use the products for good health, but also has said that she would like to maybe share it with family and friends, and another new distributor, and she just wants it for health. So it was a good week, and I love the fact that I can make a difference to a person's life through the products. And yes, I'm excited about that. I really am. It's
fantastic. And thank you to you and Con for coming to our kickoff event, which is our Let's Go April. And from that event, we had Cara, who had just started on a program. She actually upgraded onto the protein bars because obviously we were talking about them. And then I was in the centre and I had a lift off and I was using it. And Nina, who had just started on an advanced program, she added that to her order as well, which was great. And then Heidi, that was there, you were talking about the Kitizen and how great it was. So she actually upgraded and ordered some of that as well, just so you know. So that was fantastic. And sometimes they have to hear it from other people, or they just hear it in a different way, or the timing's right. So that was really fantastic. And we also went out we did Fit Club this morning, so we had 3 people come along. And sometimes I'll give my clothes to my Fit Club ladies and clients because I'm often don't have a problem just passing everything through as it gets looser. And I had Brooke, I gave her some clothes, and she said, "Oh, I really like the shorts, but I've got really bad varicose veins." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I just sent her some results and told her about some of the products, even though we can't make health claims. But I shared a result from someone else, and so she's going to have a look at what I've sent her and see whether she'll add in some products that can help her with that as well. So that was really exciting from Fit Club. So then we went and did some flyers, which was fun. The houses are really spread out in Gympie, just so you know, like
we know
rural letterboxes, but we still did like 5 walk and talks while we did, because there was businesses. Gympie's a bit weird. There's always businesses in. There's a radio station, then there's a hotel, then there's a building, there's all these, a gun shop. The gun shop was pretty impressive. But anyway, so we did some flyers and walk and talks, then went home and then went back out and did some walk and talks in the community. So I did about 10 this afternoon, and that was really good. So the last one, I reckon he's keen. I reckon he's going to start. I'm putting that out. We're going to follow up on him tomorrow. So that was really exciting. So lots can happen in a week, and we're excited about making this week a strong week as well. So last but absolutely not least, we have just back from New Zealand. Literally just got out of the taxi and has jumped on the call, which we just love. We love that about you. You're so committed. So committed people attract committed people. So we'd love to hear what happened while you're in New Zealand, Jennifer.
Okay. Actually, it was fantastic. If you do get a chance to go to any events overseas, especially if they're as close as New Zealand and you can get the cheap fare, just actually being there and hearing what other people are doing in other countries, you meet a new set of people, it gives you like vibes about stuff, you're thinking, wow, there's New Zealand people here, there's Cook Islanders here. I learned, which I didn't know, that they apparently have New Zealand currency in the Cook Islands, and so, a whole lot of things that, you know the business so well, but somebody talks to you and it just re-innovates you all the time. And we had Mark Revere, and he was excellent. He did 5 or 6 sessions over the couple of days, and he was so clear and very calmly speaking, but very clear. Every part of the training was just so good. I really totally recommend if he's wherever Mark Revere is going to be doing a training, if it's reading or whatever, and you can get there, go and see it, because he was excellent. A lot of it was, about, always where we do a training, where it's an STS, it's about getting people to move their businesses. And certainly it was, in New Zealand as well. It's still close in the new year. You want people, to think about, how they can generate the business more and more. They're starting to, well, they've been doing for some time nutrition clubs, and I believe that's going to start getting big about now in New Zealand. So I saw a couple of those today, and it was great just talking to the people and seeing what they're doing, and this particular club, it's you had to see it. I'll have photos on the Facebook over the next day or so, and it's like a big Woolworths type thing here. I didn't say it was a Woolworths, but huge big grocery shop, and they've got like a division down one side where they've let out some little spaces to people, so there's like an electrical bit of shop, and they've got this nutrition club, so you just look across the little hallway and you're in the Woolworths almost. And I thought, wow, what an amazing place. So it's a very unique spot, So, it's easy for people to get to go talk to people and get people to come in. And apparently that nutrition club's going great. The next one was in a more upmarket gym type situation, so you can convert them to different ways. So I'm not telling people I've got a new nutrition club, I'm just telling you what I saw. It was very inspirational. And interesting enough that, what's the name? Oh God, it'll come to me. Kimberly Joe. She's actually got signed up, a lady who's on apparently the Housewives of New Zealand, a star, and so everybody wants to go and get a star now, but it's just really nice lady. So, quite down to earth, quite nice. And she was using the nutrition club there today, but she was doing, another bit where she was doing some stuff with some young people, but everything's connected with doing some Herbalife, selling some product, etc. So, there's so many avenues out there for doing the business. And if you do go to these places, you're going to get inspired in so many ways. I've found that, and you get to know more people. So we actually had the people from the Herbalife Nutrition Foundation, CASA Herbalife, which is called Life Education in New Zealand, and they have a little, like a mascot they called Harold. So they gave me a Harold to take home. Is Harold? Where are you? There's Harold, So that's their mascot, and they go around to schools, teaching about nutrition, and how nutrition works. These classes often, they're not always taking Herbalife there, but we're sponsoring them to teach people about nutrition. We know then, as those children grow up and they know there's an association with Herbalife, that X amount of years down the track and they're leaving school, you've possibly got a Herbalife distributor coming out of those areas, because they then go home and educate the parents hear about Herbalife. Maybe you approach the parents one day and it's like, oh yeah, that's just, you give money to Life Education. So, it was great, hearing that what they were doing over there. So each country, offers you something more. I don't know how long you want me to talk about that, but it was excellent. They left us with a challenge. Mark got everybody up. It was a 3-point challenge. And the main point was, who's going to commit to getting 3 new people by the end of the month? And you know what? So I pitched the guy on the plane sitting with me, I pitched the taxi driver, and the young guy on the plane says, yeah, he's interested. So who knows, and see when he comes back, if he's going to get something done, he's got to go on to somewhere. The taxi driver on the way home said he was interested. Who knows, but I'm doing my bit because I feel like I can't let myself down, or the fact that I put my hand up. I've got to get my 3 people for sure. So these challenges are great, and I really loved meeting the people. There was so much generally I learned. So I totally recommend go to as many events as you can.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, my girls love Harold. They come to the Jones Hill Primary School, so they often talk about it.
Right.
And I think that's an excellent challenge. I'm glad you brought it up, because I was going to bring it up anyway if you hadn't. And I think we should all, maybe put our hands up for that one. So I know we've only got 2 weeks before the end of the month, but some people have probably already sponsored people. So I think that'll be a good one. 2 weeks, 3 people. What do you think?
Excellent. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, the interesting thing, Mark Revere said to them, I'm coming to work New Zealand too. I see what's going on, and he already started, talking to someone, getting some name before he came. So, these guys, they're smart. They want to build their businesses. So we need to be smart too.
I know, well, Kate, who came to Fit Club today for the first time in a long time, because she's back on the products and that, and she said, I've got, I'm not sure if I can come on Friday. I've got my friend from New Zealand coming over. I went, Jennifer was asking to come from New Zealand. And so it's just funny, isn't it, how those things thread into the conversation.
I met a lot of people who've got something in the different main cities of New Zealand. So if you find out where they are, we can see how we can, get somebody fitted in over there once you get them signed up.
Yeah, thank you. I like your thinking. So let's do that. So thank you everyone for your great news. It's always nice to see what's happening all around Australia, because obviously we all don't live near each other. So Jennifer's on the Gold Coast, Ironi's on the Sunshine Coast, Jan's on the Gold Coast, Lindy's in Canberra, and we're in Gympie. So it doesn't matter where you are, you can still make an impact, and still have some value to share. So let's get on with our events and promotions. So the first one is going to be a promotion, which is, is that not working? Am I pressing something? There we go. Okay, so promotions and events. So I want you to focus on this. If you haven't done this already, you need to do this. The customer newsletter. So obviously Herbalife emails it out to us, and it looks like a little brochure. So you could print it out, which is probably a little bit expensive way to do it. You can email it to people and also personal message it through. But what I did is I opened it on my phone and I took screenshots, so that I've got the images, which I obviously put on Challenge Yourself Daily, which makes it easy for you to save them and then share them. And if you're not sure how to do this, I can sit down with you and show you how to do it. But it's a very simple way to share with people. Plus, you can post it and do those sort of things too. So if you haven't done the newsletter, it's got really great recipes and highlights lots of things over Easter and how to eat well and make good choices. So make sure you're sharing that, because Herbalife puts it together. Remember when we all had to do our own, and at the amount of time and energy it would take to put our own newsletters together, which is nothing wrong with still doing that. But this is so beautifully presented and it's really professional. I would just be sending them out as soon as it comes, get it out there to everybody. There's also this great promotion, and not even just the promotion, but I would also be letting people know. I saw Irene and Con did a great Easter protein bar promotion today, so I thought I better make sure I got mine in too before the end of the week, because Good Friday's this week. So we know that we can get products to people in 2 days now, but with the holidays and that, there might be a little bit of extra delay. So really, if someone wants to be ordering protein bars, unless you've got them in stock for your clients, but your team and VIPs and that sort of thing, make sure you're letting them know so they can get their orders in. So definitely keep promoting it. The protein bars are an excellent healthy option for Easter, particularly anyone that can't have Easter eggs. And the citrus, lemon citrus ones don't have any nuts in them, and for anyone that's allergic to nuts. So it's a really, really good option. Plus, if you order 2, you go into the draw to win a Fitbit, which apparently Caitlin wants to win this. She wants a Fitbit. I don't know why. But why does a 9-year-old want a Fitbit? I'm not sure, but apparently this is what she wants to win. Yes, so did anyone have any tips on the customer newsletter or the Easter promotion?
No.
No, so, and also you can showcase, like we did last month at our Let's Go April event, this month, we had all the healthy Easter recipes too. So how to make the healthy chocolate, how to make yummy chocolate shakes and things like that. Show people how delicious it can be over Easter, and then they don't have to overindulge. Plus, you've got the kiters in there too, like Irene always is great at promoting.
I use it. It's my go-to.
So the next one is obviously Mother's Day, because that's coming up. We're lucky that we've got a month to promote that. Easter's a little bit tight, we've got only so many days. But the Mother's Day promotion you can start promoting now. So I'm doing my brand new Ultimate Program Skin Results. I've been using the Ultimate Program. So I've been trying to work on some lines and making sure my skin's smoother and yeah, just working on my complexion. So I really want to work on that as a result and share that. So I took some before photos, and I'll go do some after ones as well. So
it's funny you say that, because I use all of them religiously, and there's a friend I haven't seen for a long time who's just returned to Canberra, and she actually asked me if I'd had a facelift. I thought, I'm still anaesthetic. I said, no, darling. I said, I'm still using the products. I just thought it's really funny. So I'm looking forward to catching up soon, but yeah, I thought that was very nice. Have I had a facelift? But
well, it's like a Herbalife natural facelift. So
yeah, and those drawstring bags are beautiful. Like last year they did the promotion. They're just satin. They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Great. So great for traveling, great to give as gifts and things like that too. So so if you order an Ultimate program, you get 3 of the Herbalife Skin branded drawstring bags as well. So that's a really good incentive to let people know about. And I'll just flick through the rest. So obviously there's our usual bottles and things like that, and the towels, which help people to use the products obviously. So I usually take a towel to Fit Club and I put it over my foam mat so that I've got one I'm branded and promoting, but it's also nice and soft. And the bottles are great too. So to showcase what we're doing. Then you've got the pens, which make a nice little gift when someone's ordered so much, the candles and some of the active wear. So there's also Herbalife Nutrition Foundation t-shirt and the shopping bag too, which obviously some of that money goes to the foundation. So there's lots of different gift ideas for Mother's Day. So you just need to let people know they can shop from their own store or give incentives to let people know what they've got. So it brings us on to Hong Kong. So did you want to?
When we get to the qualifications, we'll talk about that.
Okay. So I just love this view of Hong Kong. I love this city view. I think there's a cable car that you can catch up to this.
Yes.
Lindy? Yep. And
Yep.
Irene, so if you both know. Plus I did some other, here we go, there's a cable car. It just looks amazing. And there's Disneyland. It's just such a beautiful place to visit and quite iconic as well. But we're also training, so we can go there, have some fun and sightsee and everything, but we can also, so we've got the Southeast Asia Extravaganza. It's in June the 21st to the 23rd. Tickets are almost sold out, but you can still get some. The regular tickets are $190 per person. Sometimes I'll do a breakout room, but they haven't announced that, so I'm not quite sure whether that will happen or not yet. So let's get to the qualifications. So would you like to?
So with the qualifications, that's the leadership training that will go down to the general qualifications and that sort of stuff. So to go to an extravaganza, you need to be a supervisor. You can be a supervisor this month. No matter what you do, you can be a supervisor this month. And if you can't do it this month, the qualification is open till the end of May, and you can achieve your supervisor qualifications between this month and next month quite comfortably. Can be easily achieved. So as we can see on there, there's the qualifications for the VIP seating in the qualifiers party, which we are definitely having the seats and we're definitely going to the party 100%. Is that correct, Dawn?
Yes.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's
correct. So don't miss this chance to acquire valuable training from an impressive lineup of speakers. And if we get Jennifer to talk to us a little bit about Jonathan and Isabella.
Absolutely. I can't wait for these guys to come out. I've heard him talk. He's really credible. He's a nice guy. But, you know, the whole thing speaks for itself. In an island, Puerto Rico, 3 million people. You know, it's not a wealthy place at all. I'm sure they've got their people who've got some money. But basically, you know, it's one of the poorer countries of the world. They started, you know, the business with basically doing nutrition clubs. And his general story is fantastic because he said he started out with just opening a few hours, and then it occurred to him, why open a few hours? Why not open all day? And so the logic of that is he had his own team doing shifts, one in the morning, one the next couple of hours, and the next couple of hours. The volume points coming out of that club are amazing. So as the people learned the business, then they went on to open other clubs somewhere else. So then somebody else came in and filled that spot. So basically in doing that, they had the big hurricane, which actually put them into lacking electricity for, I think, weeks, except for small areas where they, you know, actually had some electricity. So where they did, he actually went and got all these distributors to line up for hours to get ice, so that they can start, you know, running their nutrition club, because everybody had obviously food rotting everywhere. They didn't trust the water. They didn't trust anything, but they trusted the sheikhs. They trusted them, the local club. So he took advantage of that, as well as generally helping and doing the physical work to go out and save and help people in the hurricane. They did all that as distributors as well. So the end result of that, in 3 million people in the less likely country, you know, he's got 4 president's team out of the 5 he needed to get to chairmans. He got to fit chairmans in 6 years, and he's 35. So 6 years he got to chairmans, and 4 of those 5 presidents came from Puerto Rico, 1 from America, and he actually said, you know, I think I could get to chairman's to Founders Club, you know, through Puerto Rico. So, you know, this is insight. You know, this is just amazing. You just have to hear this guy to make you look at yourself and say, you know, why are we sitting around sort of like doing nothing? You know, why are we not, you know, trying all these other things, you know, finding out what works for us. Maybe a nutrition club doesn't work in this area, but it might work in another area, country area. So I think you're really going to enjoy, you know, listening to Jonathan Rodriguez. And incidentally, I'll be going to Taiwan in that week before to do some stuff for the Taiwanese distributors. So once again, think about that. You know anybody, who do you know, go to the Chinese restaurants so that when I go to Taiwan, you know, if there's anybody that they can get interested, get signed up. We've got the biggest team in Taiwan, you know, all together. So there's people we can link them up with. So, you know, once again, here's the who do you know opportunities for all these things. Now, Hong Kong's such a sophisticated city. We love it. Just to go and sit in the hotels in the night, they always have beautiful piano playing and sophisticated American singers and stuff there. I think everybody loves Hong Kong. You'll love it.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, so exciting. I can't wait to hear from both of them, because we think about how many cities in Australia have a similar population, and that in reality, it means that people have the ability to get to Chairman's Club in their city. So
I reckon if you did a road tour and you just went to each country town and talked to people about the business opportunity, there's going to be someone there that says, you know, I need to do something, you know. I reckon that if people want to do a bit of a weekend, you know, go away with a few mates or something and just basically do a road town cruise around, putting out flyers, you know, talking to people at the garages, anywhere you go, shops, etc., leaving a bit of information. You are bound to get somebody from those places, because all those country towns people are looking for opportunity. When I was talking to the taxi driver guy tonight, I asked him, why not Uber? And he's saying a lot of the Uber guys are not making money, and they're coming to the normal taxi services to make more money. And so then naturally I turned the conversation around to, in the end, he said, I'm interested. Now, whether he comes back and he's going to come and see me and the whole thing, that's another story. But, you know, there are the facts that, you know, there's people out there, and he'd already said to me, not much money in taxis. So, you know, you talk to people and hear what they've got to say, and then somebody's going to take an interest, especially if you're in a country town and you tell them what's happening in another country town. You use someone else's story in a country town, like, you know, how they're building a business, you know, and Bill Wheeler and stuff. People will say, well, I could do that too, you know. Yeah, so there you are. Have a romantic weekend, you guys. Take somebody out for the weekend and go car riding, have picnics, go out.
Sounds fantastic, Jennifer, and I love that excitement in your voice.
And everybody loves Luigi, of course. I mean, you know, and he's always really nice to listen to look at, but, you know, they've got all the information.
What do they say, Dr. Yummy? Sorry, I'm getting myself now.
They're such nice guys, Jill. All the staff are really amazing people.
Yeah, well, I think we've got Michael, OJ, and another doctor, I think. I'm sure there's a couple more in that lineup as well. So plus many, many other things. So yes, we're excited. We're definitely gunning for VIP seating and the evening, the qualifiers evening. So
just what we're talking about, that like Hong Kong is another country along with Macau. Now Macau's just basically a gambling island, but you know what? They're some of the most progressive countries in Herbalife. Now, that's because people live in they're expensive now to live in Hong Kong, etc., and people are looking for an opportunity. You know, so you know, all you've got to do is to be prepared to talk the numbers to people, and everybody in Hong Kong and Macau speaks English. You know.
That's good to know.
Who can tell that Jennifer's fired up after the weekend? So that's excellent. So we are excited. I know Lindy's got a ticket, and Carol and Michael are really excited about it, and many, many more people as well. So it's such a fantastic place. So we want everyone to be there and to be in front of these people. So it's going to be an amazing time. So let me just flick through. So the Rising Star program. So it's time to reach for the stars. So we know that they're saying this is the year of the Rising Star. And this is a fantastic promotion because a first-time qualifier for Active World Team really do get treated like royalty and this amazing experience, which they probably never had before. You know, most people aren't used to being picked up from their home, taken to the airport, flights paid for, accommodation up to 3 nights paid for, and daily allowance of food. Plus they get recognition and also get to speak at an event of their choice too. So there's a few little things to make sure that you give Herbalife notice of where you want to go and things like that. But it's a really amazing experience. And I know at the Spectacular this year, they had a lot of people talking about their Rising Star experience as well. So to become a Rising Star, you have to qualify for Active World Team. So we didn't have this when I was in the got started. This is a new thing, so it's so exciting for people that can qualify for this. So this is how you do Active World Team. Now everyone needs to qualify for Active World Team, re-qualify every single year, but for the brand new Active World Team members get the Rising Star experience. So this is how you do it in a 6-month period. You need to qualify for these 3 things, okay? So you need to do your 2,500 volume points 3 months in a row. So this means you've already become a supervisor. But I'm pretty sure, and could I be wrong on this one, if someone's doing the 2,500 for World Team, does that mean they can continue on to Active World Team? Would this be right?
Sorry, you're talking to me?
Either Jan, Irene, or Jennifer? Yes, either. Would that be right? If you've done your 4 months of World Team, so you've 2,500, you've become a World Team, does that mean in the next 2 months, if you do a 10,000 or 2 5s and your royalty points, would that mean in your very first 6 months you could get to?
Yes, yeah, because you've got that period of time where you can qualify as Active World Team. So your 2.5, 4 months in a row is part of it.
Excellent. So how exciting is that someone could be in their first 6 months or so of their business could actually qualify for Active World Team. And we can see people doing it a lot faster, and it doesn't matter how long it takes someone to do it or where they are in their business. They can, you know, they can get started with this any time.
And you can also do it in a line.
Yes. Yep.
And Shelley, you know, it's interesting. I just keep hearing it a lot lately, so it reinforces it with me. And so, you know, a lot of people, actually Mark Revere says, you know, I tell people I skip over supervisor. And he said, I just say you have to get to Active World Team. And what is true, you get to Active World Team, you have built, you know, this level under you, you know, you get to Rising Star, whatever. And, you know, and you really know how to do the business after that. You know, you've learned how to do it, and all you're doing is repeating it. So if you just can repeat and repeat and repeat that business and teach other people to get to that Rising Star, you know, Active World Team, you know, etc. You know, in the end, you know, all they've got to do is repeat exactly what they did. The stretch in the beginning is when people start and getting themselves there, because you know how fast they build the business. So if people can see, and Rising Star, you know, is a great qualification for them, when they get there, you know, they've done so much that says, well, basically, you can get to President's Team. You just have to repeat this stuff over and over again.
So it creates belief. It also develops the 3 essential skills: retailing, recruiting, and retaining. And not only do you get the Rising Star experience for first-time qualifiers, you also get an Active World Team pin and certificate, on-stage recognition at the event in your region, and a US $500 special bonus for first-time non-tab team Active World Team qualifiers, and a free 1-year BizWorks subscription for first-time non-tab team Active World Team qualifiers. That's a bit of a mouthful, that one. So it's a tongue twister. So this is a really good one to aim for. This should be what everyone's aiming for. And like Jennifer said, if someone can do this, all they've got to do is keep doing it over and over again and help other people to do it. and it'll just move them through to president's team. So, and all these, so basically getting them right through to the end. So that's so exciting. So this is definitely a slide. It's in the tab team group from corporate in the promotion PowerPoint. You'll see it there. This slide's in there. Plus, because I don't think it's in the career manual yet, is it?
Not the full breakdown.
So.
Yeah.
Not in detail.
Yeah, so this is a good one to make sure you go through with your team. In fact, we might add this onto our marketing plan next time we do it and add a few extra things in like this. Okay, so Vietnam. So Herbalife has a fantastic vacation every single year that you can qualify for. It generally starts in August where they do like a double volumes, and it's for supervisors. So this is why you want to be a supervisor, and it runs through to July. Correct. July. So the qualifications took me a while to find this slide, but open to fully qualified supervisors who accumulate 70,000 volume points, personal volume, or more during the qualification period, but they're called vacation points, and there's other ways of qualifying other than just your personal volume. So 1 volume point equals 1 vacation point. And if you're not sure whether you've qualified, you can actually go onto myherbalife.com.au, and they've got a tracker there, which is really cool, and all the extra info. So that's your total volume to aim for, plus you had your double volume in August. The Active World Team bonus, so personally qualify as an Active World Team member in 2019, you get an extra 10,000, so that's really cool. Member activation bonus, so earn 2,000 bonus vacation points for every first line member that you get to qualify for the blender, so that's really cool. And there's also a President's Team qualification too. So they also have Star Rewards and Star Points program. Which I think I put on here. Oh no, I didn't put it on there, did I? Oh yeah, I did. So this is the hotel. I don't know, has anyone been to this hotel before?
I've been to a Meridian in Thailand, and there's no words for it. The Meridian are the best. They're just, yeah, huge, wonderful, lovely. Can't rave about them enough.
I'm looking forward to Vietnam. I haven't been. I've wanted to go, so I'm definitely going to go to this.
Oh, Vietnam's lovely. You'll love it, Jennifer. It's beautiful.
And they have the largest cave in the world, just saying, if anyone loves caves, like a massive cave. Like it takes days to walk through it. So if you ever, yep. So it takes a bit to get there, but apparently it's pretty spectacular. So that's something to keep in mind. And this is the STAR program. So you have Star 1 qualifiers will receive, so basically once you get to your 70,000, there's extra points you can qualify for to get there. And I think it's also helping people to qualify for their Rising Star promotion as well. This gives you extra bonuses. So
what's a Star 1, 2, 3 again? That's
so 1, 2, 3. So I'm not quite sure in points. I couldn't see.
Oh, okay. In points. Okay.
But basically, return you basically just get extras.
Okay.
So Star 2 qualifiers get the Herbalife nutrition product in the room on arrival. I know Jennifer's probably very used to that happening, but we would like to have that too. So I just love all the extras that you can get. So, and you know what, even if someone was brand new today, they could still qualify. We've heard stories of people, only just getting started and only having a few months to qualify. So if you really want this, you can go for it. So I think it's really cool. Did anyone have anything else to add to maybe their experiences of vacations they've been to with Herbalife? Jan, did you want to talk about one that you've...
It's certainly well worthwhile, going for and qualifying for. I mean, even if you don't actually achieve the qualification, many things happen by trying. Your business has increased, you've helped many more people, and of course your income goes up. So it's definitely worthwhile, sort of going for it. But the holidays that Herbalife provide for you have been unbelievable over the years. They treat you like royalty. Everything is perfect. The accommodation, wherever it is always the best. And, each day there's always gifts in your room. It's, just an experience you really need to experience. They're absolutely fantastic. Herbalife really spoil you.
Excellent. Thank you, Jan.
They always just do so much more than you can imagine. And it's like anything. It's like you know, you get a Christmas present, you didn't expect to get it. Until you get it, you just don't know. And you don't want to miss out, because Herbalife always seeks things out to try to make something spectacular happen. And, you know, and then you're with your friends and your peer group as well, so the comradeship that goes along with it. But as Jan says, they're coming in and getting little gifts in your room all the time. And, you know, it's just an amazing thing. You know, you just got to go for it, you know, and see what Herbalife does. Because I was saying, talking on New Zealand on the weekend, I mean, how could Gary and I have ever imagined when we first started Herbalife, when I did house cleaning clerical work, I was 39, you know, 2 single parents, Gary working behind a bar. Jan can tell you, we were very ordinary people. We didn't have the big friend group. We didn't party. You know, we weren't the, you know, sophisticated people. Jan would be taking me off at my first trips overseas to get my nails done and get my hair done and all the rest of it. It's so true. She'll tell you. And, you know, how is it that I'm standing up there, you know, talking to people? How is it that I've got these things? So until you step forward, you have no idea. You've got to let, whether you call it God or the universe, you know, do that magic in your life to step forward and see what's going to happen. And maybe for some people, it does take for some time. Who knows why or what, you know. But the reality is you've got to be in the game to give the chance to find out what's going to happen for you in your life. You know, and, you know, and you just see too many people with magic stories. And, you know, wherever you are in the business, you've had magic experiences in Herbalife, you know. So, you know, you have to go for it. You have to be serious about it and say, well, I'm just going to make the effort, you know, and see what can happen for me.
Yep. And as Jan says, see yourself there, visualize it, and really believe in that. So that's fantastic. Irene, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Well, I think that Herbalife grooms us for success, and as Jennifer said, opens our eyes to what's possible. And for us, it was beyond our wildest imagination. But it didn't just teach us what was possible, it also taught us humility, generosity, that what they did to us, we realized was what we should do with our team. And so we're learning by experiencing. And I think that is also important, as well as the interaction with the other distributors. And when there were international, you know, vacations or holidays, it was great to catch up with people from around the world and hear their stories. And we are word merchants, so we do need the stories, not just here, but from around the world. And I'm forever grateful that I have experienced so much and met such wonderful people as you all. Where would I be without that, you know? And I always think I'm just, you know, from such a small little town where everybody knew me, to having traveled the world. It's beyond my wildest dreams, and to, you know, to still know that there's more, that it hasn't stopped. It keeps growing and going, and I think that's amazing. I'm really humbled and privileged to be among such amazing people here tonight, but in general, and I feel very grateful.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. So exciting. So let's go on to, so we've got our World Team Retreat in Manly, Sydney, which I haven't been to Manly before, so I'm a bit excited. From the 13th to the 15th of September 2019. So did you want to?
Well, as we were saying before, to obviously go to this event, you need to be a World Team member. But that's why you need to be a supervisor this month. So you go to Hong Kong, so you can do your 2.5 or your 4 months in a row before the qualification period of this period is over. So which then puts you onto the active World Team process. So every promotion is rolling one after the other. And that's why, like when we went and saw Kim Bramo last month, like he said, you need to be a supervisor this month. And you have to start to have that attitude to be a supervisor this month. And then,
and our guest speakers.
And our guest speakers, Mark and Gelati, 30K Chief Executive President's Team. That is just going to be amazing to listen to.
So these guys are responsible for bringing the healthy, active lifestyle thing to Herbalife, I suppose. There's a really great video on YouTube about how it all came about. So it's going to be really exciting to be trained by them.
Excellent. So Novotel Sydney Manly is where we'll be
Has anyone stayed there?
I haven't, but it was our old stomping ground in Northern Beaches, having lived down there.
Yeah.
So it'd be great to go back to Manly again and sort of see how it all is.
It's been updated. It's really nice. So my hometown too.
Have you been there?
Very nice food, yeah. We've been there, but we didn't stay. Living in Sydney, you don't stay necessarily. We went there for dinner, and it was really, really nice. And the whole of Manly is really, really fun. Lots of people, lots of tourists. You want to have world business, go to Manly.
And you're just going to Sydney. If you go on a harbour trip from Manly across to Circular Quay, you know, and you go to the zoo and, you know, and the stuff that just goes on around Circular Quay, you're having a holiday, you know, in a day almost, because there is so much to see around there, you know, from the Opera House, etc. And you're basically getting on a boat and just cruising from one spot to the other. It's just, if you've got a day, you've had a magic day in itself. So, you know, I think it's a really special spot. I'm actually looking forward to going.
Yeah.
Me too.
Nice.
About the qualifications, I think.
And there's qualifications. So obviously the qualification period is March through to August, and that's why we said you need to be a supervisor now in this month. And then if you do that, you only need to achieve. You can do your 10,000 in 1 month, obviously, or your 500 royalty in 1 month, or if you need to do your 2.5 over the 4 months, you could do that. You could do your supervisor this month, and you still could do April, May, June, July, and August. Would still do your 2.5, your 4 months in a row, and absolutely qualify yourself right now to go to the World Team Retreat in Manly in Sydney. And I know Shelley's never been there, so it's going to be an experience for you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And we might take the girls.
You might take the girls, yes.
Yep.
So yes, honest.
Cool. So this is really exciting. I know, Jennifer, you got to see this launched at Singapore. So we would love you to share a bit about the honours and the 40th year anniversary and how we can qualify for that.
Oh, actually, you know, the qualifications on there, sometimes I've got so many things in my head I had to think about when you said that. But just let me go into it. It's going to be a spectacular event. 40 years. You know, it's going to be amazing. You know, so if you've any possibility for anyone getting there, this is that one-off event that you never want to miss. Until you've been and you've seen an honours, it's like it's bigger than the Oscars. It's the most amazing thing. You'll just sit there and you'll want to cry when you see other people, you know, just. There was something like somebody said there were 490 people in this year's bonus awards. 490 people going across the stage, and then they've often got mums and dads or family there, and they're crying. They're holding their bonus, you know, like folder there, and they're crying. So you're looking at them and you're crying too, because you see how much it means to them, apart from the glamour, you know, and people from all over the world. And you want to meet someone from South Africa or whatever, and, you know, there's stories that are all there, you know. Most people came from a very ordinary background and just built their businesses. And, you know, so honestly, even if the people who go to the Oscars came to see a Herbalife event, they would be blown away, those movie stars, because it's so glamorous, it's so exciting, it's just the most unbelievable thing, you know, to go and see. So wherever you can qualify, you know, then make the effort, and they've made it easier this year. You know, sorry, my head's not really familiar.
Oh, that's okay. I'll think through. And so,
Well,
Jennifer,
I know it's easier this year for people to get to.
So it's got any fully qualified supervisor who achieves 6,000 royalty overrides in any 1 month between March and February. So March 2019, February 2020. So that's one way. And the other one was for the active world team. So I'll just find it, because these are all the different rewards and things you can get, which is fantastic, like spending money and little extras and tours and photo shoots and all of that. But it also said here, the special qualification is any TAB team member who qualifies with 5 or more active world team stars automatically qualifies for the honours as well. So that's a really exciting thing. So there's a few different ways of qualifying. for brand new people that are trying to go for this. So I would definitely be going for this. And Jennifer, I know that some companies at the end of the year bonus, they get like a watch or a turkey or something like that. So what just an idea of ranging of what sort of bonus amounts would people be getting on average, do you think?
So what is the average bonus, did you say?
Yeah, or from what would it start at to what would it finish at?
Actually, to be 100% sure, I've never actually asked what the lowest bonus is, but I'm pretty sure that they don't start under about 25 or 50,000. But that's a question I'm going to ask somebody from now on, because all I see is the people's faces. They're just so blown away, by it all. And so you did think of the qualification that if you got 6,000 royalty override points, it's not that hard if you think about if you actually committed yourself into the business now, that by the end of the year, that you could be getting people who are building their businesses, and it's all up to you being a leader going for it, and then putting them into everything and just telling the other people and promoting all the time, And if you work in a team and you get to every event that you possibly can, or or you just simply get involved with every Zoom call, anything that's going that people can hear, you're going to get the person that has that eye of the tiger as well, but until you start, you don't know what you're going to get. So if you've got your eye on you, like I've told you before, in Marcia, when we had a 12,000 prize, and we're talking like 20-something years ago, and Gary put out a $12,000 prize, for the top distributor, whatever the story was in our team back then. And Marcel Isley said, he wrote out the check, and he put to Marcel Isley from Gary to Brabender, $12,000, and he put it on his bathroom mirror. And he said every day he looked at that, and he was determined that he was going to begin it because he wanted it. And he wanted it, and he needed it, and he went for it, and he won the money. So the thing is, there's definitely something in you saying, I want it enough, and find that reason why you want it. Maybe if it's because you need to take the kids on a holiday, you've got to get that new car. Find that reason you want it enough, and it's got to be that reason you want enough. You've got to find that thing that's so important to you, new boobs. You want new boobs? I'm joking. I'm trying to think of something funny to say. But you've got to find something that's relevant to you as a person, whether it's a guy, and he says, I really want that hotter looking car or something, whatever it is takes it to motivate you, that you really want enough in the world that you're willing to give yourself that shot for, then focus on that and build towards that, and you'll find that along the way magic things happen. But you've got to get that thing that motivates you to want to get there, and in going for one other thing, you'll get to the event as well.
I just can't get new boobs out of my head now, but that's okay.
I had to say something lighthearted because sometimes you've got to stir people's imagination. And
I think,
I have no idea what people want, but who knows?
Well, you know what? Different things are important to different things, and some people that could be, really, really important, and their thing that they're just going to go for. So,
the ratio of things today when people are getting new boobs and stuff, so it's probably a good idea to throw that one in. Other than I'm sure you can pick up cars or anything, but the very practical things that people want, and that's what we should always be asking whenever we talk to people, even now with your distributors, the ones you've got in your clubs every day, keep reinforcing in them. What do you want? When you picked up a goal, what do you want? We forget to say that every day, to reinforce for them, because for ourselves, we have to keep being reinforced all the time. So your job as a leader is to keep reinforcing that for the people that you see every day, so that then they start saying, I'll go for this. I really want this. And you can say, well, let's work on it together,
Absolutely. I think that's something Ross is very good at, asking people what they want, and it's interesting what comes out and how someone responds to that. So, are you serious? And it's been been really good actually. Watching Kim Bromer and coming back and putting a lot of that into practice has been fantastic. So this is such an exciting event. I'm totally going for this, aren't we?
Yep.
So this is, can't wait to be there. I went to Los Angeles airport because I went to Orlando, Florida for my very first extravaganza when I was like 23 or something. And, they had Dr. Katzen and Jim Rowan and Mark Hughes and Laurie Thompson and Ray Charles, I think, performed that time.
Wow.
And I think I was jet lagged the whole time, but that's okay. Went to Disney World, and the next year or the year after that went to Orlando, Florida. That was the thing, and then I obviously got to go to Hawaii for Expo 99, I think it was, with Mark Hughes. So that was very special as well. So haven't been to Los Angeles, so I can't wait.
If you could ever find any small clips of parts of the extravaganza, that people put out on YouTube or wherever you might see them, if you can get some of that, and continually get people to watch it, because, when they really get an idea of what it's like and they actually say, let's visualize being there, let's think about going, because I think I've mentioned this before, the one time that, I had that regret for not doing something. We were in Thailand many years ago, and they said, we're never going to get to the event, through the traffic, it's just really bad. So they decided that they were going to get a helicopter. And at the time, I wasn't feeling that comfortable with that, going in a helicopter. And so I didn't go in the helicopter. And when I sat there in that audience and I saw all the Chairman's Club and people getting off the roof of the building out of that helicopter, I thought myself, you silly girl, just for a little bit of fear, you missed an opportunity, So it's, one thing, many things I could probably miss, but something said to me then, you missed an opportunity of a lifetime. So maybe you've just got to go and look for those strips of YouTube that people put on now and just keep watching those, show them at your events each day, so people can actually see and reinforce what they're going to miss if they don't get there.
Excellent. Thank you, Jennifer. That's so inspiring. We appreciate all of you sharing your experiences. I can't wait to send this recording out to everybody. So there's lots of other rewards. So we'll flick through to this, and then we're getting to the Future Presidents Team Retreat. So the qualifications haven't come out for it, but obviously they've got a guest speaker already announced, who's a Chairman's Club member, and I'm sure his story will come out too. So this is going to be in Taiwan, is this correct, Jennifer?
Yes. And he's a really nice guy. And what's good about him is that, he is on the, what do I want to say, represents the company with the shareholders. And so these people have got a lot of inside information. He's a nice, friendly guy, really clear to listen to. So once again, you get a chance to hear some of these, people from other countries that got, different things to offer, about what's going on in their countries and how they built their business. So, once again, everything in Herbalife is another opportunity for you to get to.
Fantastic.
And actually, Taiwan's actually a nice place. In the old days, like you talked 30 years ago, it was like, a bit of an unpainted old city. So they've got some beautiful tourist areas to go around Taiwan. So if you go a long way, always take a few days to go and see something as well. But, you once again, don't be like me with the helicopter. Don't miss the opportunity. Because it all helps build your business. You want to get there, think about doing it faster.
And you were saying you're going to Taiwan, so...
Yes, I'm going to Taiwan, but before the Hong Kong event. But possibly I might then go again, with this going on, and I might be a follow-up on what I'm going to do for them in Taiwan. So
did you say you've got the biggest team in your organisation, Tom?
As far as I know, I'm pretty sure that's what Shobi always says, that we have the biggest team in Taiwan, Yeah. So, in South Africa, I'm not sure now, but we used to have the biggest team in South Africa too. So, that's our collective organisation going downwards.
Excellent. So if we found some people that we had some contacts that we could follow up on, we might be able to send them along to meet you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely do that. And by then, especially for the first event, before Hong Kong, so then, I'll plan where I'm going to be, and I'm going to do an event with Jack, and our top guy over there is the second line press team, under Debbie. And they're welcome then to come to those events if we do, whatever we do.
Excellent. So who do you know in Taiwan? Let's get thinking. It's an international theme tonight. So I'll click on to the next one. So the new active supervisor promotion. So this is about helping you to build separate lines within your first 3 levels, and that counts as your qualification to get these beautiful pins. So to start with, you can have someone in your first 3 levels that does the 2,500 volume points 3 months in a row, or if you do it yourself, you'll get your active supervisor pin. And then every time you teach someone in your first 3 levels to do the 2,500 volume points 3 months in a row, you're going to get a beautiful little diamond and a new pin. So that's good, and it keeps going through too. And I did notice when they did a countdown, I'm pretty sure that the President's Team members in Australia that, Jennifer, you've got 7 stones, I'm pretty sure.
Sorry.
7 stones. I'm pretty sure you do. I'm pretty sure I've seen
I'm
it.
getting off the plane. It's taking me in my mind.
That's okay. Jen's nodding. Jen's nodding. So if you think of that for Chairman's Club, that all you really need is to help 7 people, and this would have been in your first line at that recognition, in your first line to do the 2,500 volume points 3 months in a row, and that can build a whole Chairman's Club business underneath, at least a President's Team business. So it's a great one to aim for. And of course, we know we're consistently doing a 2,500 volume points a month or more, that we're getting our full royalty, and this is why we want to teach people how to build their Herbalife house consistently. So it's a really great extra promotion. They get a certificate and recognition as well. And remember, people often do more for recognition than they do for money. And great thing about Herbalife is you get both.
Can I interrupt you too? Like when we talk about things like that, and you say 2,500 volume points a month, and people think, I don't have enough people. How can I do that? It's easy enough when we just talked about before. Why not do a weekend? Road trip with somebody. Go and stay in a motel for a night along the way, and literally go out to the country towns along the way, and with the attitude towards talking to people and saying, can I get a distributor in this town? Can I get a distributor in that town? Let's say you've got a few people signed up, and they start doing volume points in each area. You're building. You've got people to start building for you. Those volume points are happening in your team. If only we could see that all we have to do is start getting those people. How do you get people? Well, why not? As we just said, get in your car, act like a tourist, start doing some of these country towns where people need business.
Oh, definitely. I think it's just stepping out of your comfort zone and getting out in your communities and asking who do you know as well, who do you know in those different towns, and that can lead you to those as well. And just the last promotion, this is still running. So for someone that signs up, they're brand new, they need to start this qualification within their first 3 months of getting started. Okay, first full month.
You got to do it within within 3 months of your first full month.
Full month. Okay, great. So just to specify that, and then if they do 500 volume points each month for 3 months, they get recognition, and they also get this fantastic branded blender as well. So it's not really about the blender; it's about teaching them how to help a couple of friends and family members, and showing them how to getting those referrals happening, and showing how easy it is to build their business naturally and organically like that, and sharing it basically. So it's a really great reward, but remember, they've got to start it within their first 3-4 months of the business. That's something that you need to know about. So make sure that when you've signed someone up, you can have a things to know when those 3 months are, and give them some sense of urgency of why they want to start this in their first 3 months. And of course, some people are going to do more than that, like you would have done more in your first month. But everyone's different, whereas I would have taken a lot longer to get going. But this is an incentive to help someone get started with it. I know Coral and Michael just got someone qualified for this, so definitely let them know about it. I'm just going to flick through. So that's the end of the promotions. I just wanted to let everyone know about the STSs that are coming up, because I didn't do a slide for it. So that's happening. I know Sydney just had theirs on the weekend. Obviously with Queensland, we've got it on the 27th of April. We have a newer Get team member coming to share her story, Mary, and we saw her at the Spectacular. She was very inspirational, and we definitely want to get as many people. So who do you know that you can take along to that event? It's going to be at the Sunpack Stadium there at Sunnybank, and you can get your tickets. I've got our tickets tonight. So yeah, looking forward to being there, and it's going to be fantastic. That's on the 27th of April, and then we're having our Let's Go May event here in Gympie, which is like our kick-off in May. So if anyone would like to come along, it's got a healthy aging workshop, which is going to be conducted by Irene and Con, who do an amazing job at this, all about healthy aging. So Jan and Jennifer, if you'd like to come along, it's on May the 4th in Gympie. If you're in Australia, that is, Jennifer, you might be jet setting around somewhere. But if you'd like to come up and be part of it, we'll have a mindset session as well. What's the theme for the mindset?
You're never too old to set a new goal.
I like it.
Well, I think I've proved that, that's for sure. You know.
And I thought the theme for our Herbalife Opportunity meeting should be about helping people to build a residual income for their retirement or something like that. I've just been thinking creatively about it. But we're starting to promote that now. We want to fill that centre with people because it's an amazing demographic here in Gympie with people in that age group that will be totally inspired by Irene and Con. So if anyone that wants to come up, it's a free event, and it's going to be in the afternoon between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Just giving you and Con some extra time to talk. So just putting that out there. I will send out some flyers and things too.
It's going to be May the 4th, you said. That's a Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't a Star Wars theme.
Lego, you mean Lego?
Oh, well, yeah, that too.
So yeah, it's going to be a really great event. So we're just going to keep, doing as many events in this area as we can and building up this region, because our goal is obviously to get an STS in our region. That's what we want. It might take a little bit of time to do it, but we're patient and persistent. So,
Shelley, could I just interrupt you? Did you say that's going to be basically promoting, like, are you ready to retire? And like, I think you said something about an age thing. Is that what you're promoting?
Yeah, healthy aging. So healthy aging through nutrition and Irene kind of got an amazing presentation that they do. And yes, the Herbalife Opportunity meeting will be about, obviously developing that residual income and, being able to retire early or just not having to worry about retiring. I mean, I know Jan and actually all of you have always said that you don't have to worry about your retirement. It's taken care of, and how great to have that. And then the mindset will be, yes, that you're never too old to set a new goal. So helping people with their mindset as well, because all of those go together. And so it should be a really good one. It'll include a healthy lunch too, so there'll be more recipes. I think we'll go for getting into the cooler weather, maybe some of the winter warmer recipes as well. So yeah, it should be a really nice afternoon. So more than welcome to fly here, Lindy, just so you know.
It might be too hot for me now.
I'm just going to stop sharing so we can see each other. Oh, there we all are.
Oh, there you go.
And Ross Shelley does a wonderful job on his talks that he gives us. Truly inspirational. And I'm really looking forward to Saturday. It'll be fantastic. I'll have my pen ready.
Good.
Gift there, I think.
I wish I was close to get up there and go to the meetings. It'd be lovely. So, Jennifer talking about the nutrition clubs, that's got me a little thinking about some of the the workers in Canberra. It's a little bit of an eclectic group here, and it's interesting how they all mill around certain areas. So my mind's ticking over a little bit there. You sort of have
I think it's a great idea because people are really interested in the whole nutrition idea. People more and more want to go somewhere where they can have a healthy shake and sit down, And, you know, I can see how well the nutrition clubs can work. Some of them are really small little areas, basically, you know, almost like those. I know you get up here at Fortitude Valley, these little coffee shops, you know, in the wall type thing, you know. You only need a small enough area with some tables and chairs, and they're great if you get something bigger. But, you know, when people are doing it and getting great recipes and, you know, and then if you want to branch into sort of doing some, you know, healthy pancakes and stuff like that. But really, I can see all you need is to have someone that's got a good attitude, talk to people, you know, obviously, you know, it's a bit of a thing like to, you know, get people in, make them feel good. So, you know, your hostess type situation, if that's how you feel, you like talking to people, you know, then I think you can really build that up.
Yeah, because there's a huge contingent of cyclists here. I mean, I can't ride for the life of me. I've fallen off more bikes than I have horses, but there's a lot of cyclists and running festivals I just had on the weekend here. It's a very active city, but it's also very inclusive. So it's finding, I'm continually spreading my wings. So,
Well, that's it.
It's exciting to have that, though.
Pardon?
It's exciting to have that because you got to think about how you can get involved and how you can access those different areas. And I think that once you're in, you probably are in forever.
Well, that's true too. And I mean, like I said, I just started doing Zumba, so I'm doing that twice a week. But it's a huge group of Chinese and Filipino people, so they're a little bit reserved, but they're all starting to open up a little bit and understand now. So I don't think that'll take too long. So,
I mean, but there's so much, you know, the Filipinos, you know, putting stuff on Facebook and everything, you know. Maybe I can just take some photos of that and get it sent to you. You probably have to remind me. There's always so much going on. But,
well, I've just started at the volunteering on a Saturday because both the boys' carers are Filipino and they've both signed up as well. But I help on one of their basketball teams with the CR7, and so there's an English fellow who's taken an interest in the products, which is lovely. But the boys are just starting to realise that I think first off they thought it was a bit silly, but then one of them came up to me and said, with very broken English, it said to me that last week, he said, when I played, he said, I kept going. I said, what do you mean? And I didn't really click first off, but then they would all start to slow down halfway through, but now they're playing fellows that are much younger than them and they're continuing on. So it's getting in their mind of how well it's doing for them. So it won't happen overnight, but I want the 70,000 volume points and I want to get to Vietnam. So it's driving me nuts.
And when you're talking about the Filipinos, that Shinta's in, my young friend Shinta, she's went to England to live, and she's in Birmingham, so it's a very big ethnic area. So she's already, you know, got really great stuff going on. She's got Muslims, and she's got Pakistanis, and she's got Indians, and she's got one of every variety, you know, from Europe. And yeah, she just goes. She always goes to some local community place. She always does volunteer work. You know, people get to know her. Next thing someone says, okay, you know, you can come and do some stuff here, and then she expands from there. And you know, she's just got, like, she was even doing a healthy high tea the other day because it's English, you know. So I mean, there's just ideas, but a lot of time where you've got mixed ethnic groups, those people mix well together, you know, because they are often, I don't know if I would say the wrong things, but, you know, they're struggling, you know, to get to know each other. So they're blending in together as people coming from somewhere else. So, you know, there's so many areas you could look at. You could work out something that work with, you know, the groups of people in other countries. And, you know, as I said, whether it's Zumba you do or, you know, some, you know, get some videos that are basic step dance or something, those simple steps, you know. There's so much you can do just to keep people, you know, activated and keep them interested. Yeah. So, yeah. There is a big scope out there. It's just getting started. But
absolutely.
You know what you're going to do with those people, of course, first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true. Thank you.
And if you're in a Zumba group, you can always say to people, can you come and help me? Can you help me get this started here and get some of the people you know there? Would you mind coming and just, you know, doing this with me so I can get this other group started? You know, and I might say, oh, I do dance, I do this, I do something else. So, you know.
Good point. Thank you.
And it's true, what the old saying, ask and it shall be given to you. People will do more when you ask. Actually, Mark Revere said on the weekend, he said to his friends, would you buy the product because I need some stories and I need to start my business, I need stories. So he had no problem saying to people, will you buy my product because I need the stories. So his friends were willing to buy the product to help him to start his business. It's interesting what you hear, that you know, instead of just saying, look, I'll give it to you. No, he said, will you buy it because you'd buy stuff from somewhere else? I'm not committing to you to buy it all the time, but I really need your help to give me stories.
Yes, good point.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, and it's one thing that Irene, you've always said is make sure that you're interested, not interesting. And so that's, yeah.
And ask it, and people will often do something to help you, not necessarily wanting to feel committed, but they'll help you get started in some way. Just like if you said, could you come and help me paint the place or whatever, people will say yes.
Yeah, thank you. See, it's someone else's perspective. I like it. So, yeah, thank you.
Well, interesting enough, I just said to Kimberly Joe when I saw her nutrition club, I said, what you need to do now is look on YouTube and find some little short but interesting fun videos, if you can find any, on how the gut works, you know, stuff about women, after birth stuff, you know, play the stuff from, you know, Samantha, you know, Clayton about, you know, after baby exercises, and have little signs up, you know, this week at 1 o'clock we're going to do this about the gut, you know, we've got a video running, and if people come in it's not the right time, say, oh, while you're here, have a look at this video. And she basically said, oh wow, what a great idea, you know. I mean, I already got it from somebody else doing it, you know. And the more you go, the more you hear, and the more it inspires you. So that's where we've got to go to stuff.
Yes.
Get your people to go to stuff.
So it takes one idea, and I want to thank everyone for contributing to the events and promotions. There's a lot of them, and I think it's good to have it all on recording. So now you can send it out to people that aren't on live and let them know what's happening and have it explained, but just with lots of great stuff all threaded in as well. So I love this mastermind group. So thank you for all your knowledge and experience and your passion. We really, really appreciate it. And we're definitely looking forward to having an amazing year of growth and really building in our areas and having, you know, an amazing, thriving business.
Good, great. You always do a good job. Thank you for everybody being on here. It inspires us all, you know. Somebody says something that adds to something else, and the conversation around what you do is the brainstorm.
Yep. So thank you, everyone. I will get this converted and send it out. So please send it out to your team members that weren't on tonight. And thank you to everyone that's contributed. So next week will be all about retail. I'm pretty sure I've got it down. So how to retail, definitely people sharing how they've got their retail clients, what methods are working, what you say, all of those things will be great for everyone to contribute if you can.
And the challenge. 3 new people. There's not.
Okay.
Challenge 3 new people. I'm really going to have to do that because I put my hand up and I'm saying, God, you better get me some people because anymore, you know.
It's a challenge.
I don't know what you're all worried about. I give myself a target for 10,000 volume points for the end of the month, and the only thing I've got is my personal volume, so I've got a bit of work to do. So,
well, you know what? It's not the end of the month. You know,
no,
so
no, that's what I'm doing for myself.
Yeah.
2 weeks to go. So 3 people in 2 weeks, unless you've already got someone, then you've got less work to do, but that's all, just go for it, hey?
Let's do it.
Jen said, a business is going to grow anyway, so let's just go for it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Night, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye, Ross. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.